Rewards also draw this invisible line between who's in and who's out. And, it might seem like a small thing, like somebody doesn't get a pizza party or someone doesn't get a sticker that day, but it can feel like rejection to that student who doesn't get it. And that's not just emotional, it's physical, because there's also been research, and what we know from brain science is that the areas activated during social exclusion are the same ones triggered by physical pain. So being left out of a reward can actually hurt in a like logistically biological way. Um, and all of that just chips away to the way our students feel safe in the classroom, how they show up and feel like they belong, their ability to be their authentic selves. And eventually, kids who don't feel safe and who don't feel like they belong, they stop taking risks, they stop engaging, and they just don't trust the relationships in that classroom. So, to dig a little bit deeper in the science of social pain and exclusion, I wish I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's two researchers who have done a lot of research, one on the social pain piece and another on belonging. And again, it'll be in your final handouts, but the brain process, the brain actually processes social exclusion the same way it processes physical pain. It's the same exact neural circuits that light up. So when a student is left out, whether it's, that they're just being passed over for a sticker or they can't go to Fun Friday, they may not show it on the outside, but their body registers that as a threat. And then that kicks in that stress response, that physiological stress response. And that might be why we're seeing children shut down, why we're seeing them escalate, while we're seeing their behaviors get bigger, or, their avoidance getting bigger. Um, and then on the flip side, if we can help our students feel like they belong, feel like they're connected, it affects everything. It affects how they learn, how they see themselves, how emotionally safe they feel in that space. But when they feel like they don't belong, it leads to some pretty negative impacts in the school environment. Kids who don't feel like they belong to their school environment, they have a higher incidence of absenteeism, they have a higher incidence of behaviors, and they have a higher incidence of dropping out of school. So it's really important that we know this and that we know the impact that something as little as excluding children from, like, I mean, and I say little because a lot of people think it's not a big deal, but if you were that person, it would feel pretty big, I think.